Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in to Pixel Rich Games, where we strive in making super hard, super fun. In this episode of Elden Ring, let's talk about the 10 starting classes that we can pick from in the much awaited release. Before we get into the meat of this vid, give your boy some love by subscribing to the channel and liking this video to get YouTube's algorithm to support the channel. So here's a quick alphabetical rundown of the 10 classes that we can look forward to. We have the Astrologer, Bandit, Confessor, Hero, Prisoner, Prophet, Samurai, Vagabond, Warrior, and Wretch. Now the first thing that we need to find out for ourselves is, how do we want to play our first run in Elden Ring? There's just a lot to pick from, and this question will guide us in this exciting decision. Let's start with the classes that I think will be great for in-your-face heavy hitting like a boss. We have the Hero and the Vagabond. Both these two start big on strength, giving them the potential to equip heavy stuff and deal great damage up close. Comparing them, if I were to pick one with the intention of going all in on strength, vigor, and endurance, then other stats as needed, I'd go with the Hero. The Hero's starting stat distribution looks really good for this playstyle. Its starting equips are a battle axe and a leather shield. Now, if you want to be beefy while leaving the door open for different options, I think the Vagabond is a great pick for that. The Vagabond has a starting stats to build like the Hero, but also has decent dex, faith, and intelligence. My tendency for glass cannon builds is telling me not to pick this character, but the logical side of me tells me that this is a really solid pick for my first run, and I'll probably go with this, thinking of doing a hybrid build with it. Almost forgot, the Vagabond starting items are longsword, halberd, and shield. Now, if you prefer to play dex type melee, the top 3 options you can look into are Bandit, Confessor, and Warrior. So instead of strength, these 3 go with dex, vigor, and endurance. All other as needed. The Warrior stands out as the only dual wielder right out of the gates, plus the fact that it has the highest base dex. So it starts with dual scimitars and a buckler shield. Be it as awesome as it is, if I were to do a dex build, I'm gonna go with the Samurai. Just for one selfish reason, cause it's a Samurai. Good thing is it also has pretty good stats, pretty much neck and neck with the Warrior. On a more objective note, a good reason to go for the Warrior over the Samurai is if you prefer a natural dual wielder. Now, if you wanna roleplay as a badass Samurai, owning with the katana, sniping with the longbow, and also have a shield to start with, then by all means, the Samurai is a pretty solid pick. Okay, let's now compare the Bandit with these two. I'd say the Bandit is like a reverse Samurai. It's more bow than dagger, and instead of slugging the fight out, this dude is more for backstabbing and getting those sweet crits in. If you love sneaking up on enemies, this is your pick. One thing to consider before starting with this class is its high arcane. A lot of people are hating on this stat because it's not very good, and I agree with that. Thing is, nothing's final, so this can change on release or down the line. But then again, if that's something that you can live with and just want to assassinate stuff on the get-go, then go for it. Now let's talk about the mages or casters. We got 4 in this category. There's the Astrologer, Confessor, Prisoner, and Prophet. Let me group them in a subcategory. Astrologer and Prisoner fall in my Intelligence Mage bucket, and the Confessor and the Prophet go into the Faith Mage bucket. The Astrologer's looking really juicy for me. This is my second pick after the Vagabond for a glass cannon build. This class is set up real good for this purpose. It has the highest mind and intelligence across all classes. The Astrologer starts with a staff, short sword, and a shield. Now let's jump next to the Prisoner. The Prisoner's starting items are an estoc, staff, and shield. Because the Prisoner's stats are not as biased towards maging as the Astrologer's, this makes the Prisoner a good hybrid start as a battle mage. Though I would argue that the Vagabond is a better pick for this task. Now going to the Faith bucket. The Prophet is like the Faith version of the Astrologer, and the Confessor is to the Prisoner. The Prophet, similar to the Astrologer, has the highest starting Faith. It begins with a spear, a finger seal for casting incantations, a shield, Prophet blindfolds, robes and trousers, and Beast Claw, a pretty solid spell to start with. Then we have the Confessor, a pretty weird class name. It sounds like it does bad things and then confesses them all after. But anyway, similar to the Prisoner, the Confessor starts as a faith-based battle mage. It's equipped with a sword, a hand seal, and a shield. Honestly, the Prisoner and the Confessor both rank low in my personal wanna play tier list. I mean, I'll eventually get to them, but not in a hurry to. In my mind, the Vagabond is my preferred hybrid class, and if I want to switch to a glass cannon, I'd pick either the Astrologer or the Prophet, but that's just me. Finally, we have the Wretch. The Wretch I would describe as a weaker version of the Vagabond. It starts at soul level 1 with 10 stat points across the board. This class is designed to be the hardest starter. It's literally a jack of all, master of none. Not only with stats, this dude's starting item is only a club. Definitely not my starting class. Not saying that you shouldn't. If this is your thing, then by all means. The stuff that we talked about here are starting builds. You can always choose to not follow the class design and do something fun or out of this world down the line. I probably will, but not for my first few runs. I plan to stick with the class's starting design to really roleplay and optimize my build. I gotta say, I'm a bit of a stat nerd, and I want to see the class's full potential before I jump into janky builds. So yeah, I'm going with the Vagabond first. I find its starting stat distribution really solid for a first run class. What about you? I'm interested to know which class you're eyeing to start with. Let me know in the comments. Alright, that's it for me in this episode. Thanks again for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video to see more content on Elden Ring. Also, hit that bell to get notified whenever I have new content out. See you on my next vid. Stay healthy, keep safe, and God bless us all.